Hi, it's Miss Rita and welcome to Make a Difference Monday. Woo! We're gonna make a difference today and I'm so excited. Today I'll be making fufu again, but I'm gonna use plantains and medjool dates. So medjool dates are great little nature's candy. They have fiber, they have potassium, which the plantains have potassium, and that helps combat high blood pressure. But these little sugary things are so delicious, and they help combat arteriosclerosis. And there's so many other things that you can find that are packed in here. You got proteins. There's no fat. It's full of energy because it has calories, which are basically turned into energy, but it's the right kind of calories. And it's also good for keeping you satisfied, so you don't go and snack on all those little things like junk food and candy. So it's a great thing to add to your diet, and I thought it'd be great adding fufu because I'll be eating it as my breakfast, just fufu and dates to give it a little bit of flavor. So first I'm going to wash my medjool dates, and I'm going to pit them. Then I will put them in my food processor along with my uncooked plantains. So I'm going to get started by first washing the plantains in the medjool dates. And I have to make sure I wash the outside of the plantain, and I'll get to that in a minute. So let's get started, and we're going to make a difference with our health, because health is wealth. Okay, so we have the the plantains here. And I got my phone setting so you can see everything. I'm going to cut the tip off the plantain, like so. And I wash them with a little dish soap because it's always good to wash them first before you handle them, because when you touch the outer skin, your hand's going to go directly on the fruit on the inside. So you want to make sure you wash these thoroughly. Okay, so now I'm going to open it up by just putting a slit in the skin, and you can easily peel it off. And this one's kind of green, and that's what you're looking for. You want a green plantain. You don't want one that's too ripe. Now I have some over here that kind of ripe, and I might have to end up using them anyway, but let's hope not. And when you make fufu, you make as much or as little as you want. It's your choice. It's entirely up to you, because fufu is so delicious. One thing I will say about the plantain is that it's also high in potassium, so it helps with your your blood pressure too. And it also is good for your stomach. It promotes healthy brain function, helps your immune system, has vitamin B6. I mean, it has everything in it. So you can't go wrong with plantains. And also, it's great for reducing the number of harmful free radicals in your body. So it helps to fight the cancer-causing agents in your body. Now, medjool dates also do some of the same things. They have antioxidants and copper and, like I said, potassium, rich in fiber. So we all need to be more regular. But fiber also helps more than just being regular. It helps us to be full. Fiber-rich foods help you be full. You don't have to eat so much. And what I'm doing right now, I'm cutting the plantains up into small little pieces because they're going right into my blender, a food processor. Now, the Ninja has a blender blade, and it also has a food processing blade. It's up to you which one you want to use. I have some plantains left from last night that I did not use in my fufu, and what I'm going to do is add those in when I get ready to cook this. Once everything's done completely, I'll add those cooked plantains in and mix them so that they can also be part of this dish. So I'm just going to finish up with these, and I'll meet you back here in just a minute. So I got all my plantains all cut up, and now I have the medjool date, and here's the pit that's inside the date. All you do is take your knife and make a cut lengthwise. You can sometimes cut it off. You want to cut the thing in half. And you have for your pit. Just remove it. And then you're just gonna cut them in little small pieces. And they're very gooey sometimes. Just adding a little bit of water to them make them kind of gooey too. And they make a great paste. They're great for paste. So that's why I know they're gonna be great in this fufu. So I'm gonna just keep cutting these up, and I'll meet you back here when I get done. Okay, so now I have all my dates over here in the food processor with the plantains, and I did add another plantain that was almost ripe, and I'm gonna see how it turns out, because you got to realize this is trial and error. So now I'm gonna start everything up. So just hold on 1 minute. Okay, so I got my top on. I'm turning on the power when I plug it up. I didn't plug it up yet. And you can make fufu out of even white potatoes. It's up to you. Entirely up to you. So I'm gonna do crush first, get it all good and smooth, and then I'm gonna do blend. And we'll put everything in a pan and cook it. As you can see, that's the consistency I want. It looks like a dough, almost like cookie dough. And I'm excited about that. So now I'm gonna add a little water to let it finish up. And when I get done, I'll meet you back. Okay, so now I have my pan here. Hope you can see it, yeah. And I'm gonna add my fufu mixture to my pan and let it cook. And I know in a lot of the videos I've seen, traditional methods call for using plastic wrap. I'm gonna use aluminum foil. So I'm gonna do a little bit different. And this fufu might not be exactly like the traditional fufu, but I'm gonna make the best of it, because when you put it in the fridge, plantain automatically gets more tough and sponge-like, and so it's gonna be great. So I'll meet you back here in just a minute. Okay, so we got all the fufu mixture in, and I'm just gonna spend time trying to keep it from burning. I'm scraping my pan at the bottom and letting it cook to the right consistency. Turn my stove down just a little bit. And you'll know when it's done, because you'll see everything will be the same color. And you just have to keep turning it, basically, to get it the way you want it. And like I said, this is the first time I've used dates, because my second time making fufu. But I thought dates would be a great addition to the fufu. So when I wanted a breakfast fufu, it'll be real tasty. And also I'm adding a lot of fiber into my diet, as well as potassium and some vitamins. Vitamin B, magnesium, copper, all that good stuff. And good calories that won't cause me to have all this weight gain. So I'm just gonna keep turning it around, and you can see it's getting thick. It's getting thick. There's a lot of work in it. Okay. At this point, you don't want to add liquid unless you want a real soft fufu. If you want a fufu that's going to be able to be shaped and formed, you want to steer clear of your liquids. Okay? So while I work this out, I'm going to let you take a break. I'll be back in a minute. These are the plantains from last night that I already cooked. I'm going to add a little water with them, mash them with my potato masher, and add them into this delicious fufu. Here's the plantains. They were cooked last night. Added in with the ones that I'm cooking now. And as you see, it's coming together nicely. And you can't expect it to be really smooth like the fufu you make with just plantains, because you have that texture from the dates, and it's going to change everything, you know, so you have to keep that in mind. It's going to look a little different, but it's okay. The dates have a lot of texture, and I'm very pleased with the way everything looks right now. So if you find it too difficult to turn your fufu, you can always add water to the bottom of the pan. That's fine. And it's okay if you have to. I'm going to add a little water now. Just a little bit, like a tablespoon or so. Okay? One thing you want to keep in mind, that when you're making this fufu in a pan like this, you're constantly turning it and mashing it against the pot. And that keeps it, that makes it smooth. And I should have used a more shallow pot or pan because it's difficult in this tall one. Okay. So now I'm going to see how the fufu feels to my hand. And I'm going to let it rest for about a minute. And then I'm going to come back and finish it up. So, oh yeah, it's not sticky. So that's, you want it like this. It's not sticky to my touch. You know, it's exactly the way you want it. The main thing, making sure everything is cooked. And so now, I'm going to leave it for just a minute. Okay, so that's about how I want my fufu to look. This is going to be a breakfast fufu. When you think of breakfast, you think of oat bran. You know, it's always good. So it's beautiful. You see the bits of date in it. So that's about it. It's good and thick. It's smooth. And so now, I'm turning the heat off. And I'm going to get some aluminum foil. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. I did some normally. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on this one and just brush it. So you see the olive oil, just put a little bit. I'm going to brush it around just in case we have some sticking, because I don't want to have all that stick to the aluminum foil. And see how this works. It's all about trial and error, so you know, you can't figure how things work if you don't ever try. And that works perfectly. The fufu is sliding around on that. And that's what you want. You don't want it sticking. So alright. You can't really see this. Here we go. Push it this way. So it's going to fold it and make a nice torpedo shape. Can you see that? See how it's shaping up? See there? So I'm going to shape it and I'll show you how it looks. And you can achieve this by just putting the fufu in one side of the foil and rolling it. And closing the ends up like a tortilla. I mean like a burrito. There you go. But it looks like a baked potato, actually. And so I'm gonna shape these and put them up, and we'll see how they all turn out. So here is the finished fufu, and I made it into a log shape. Got some jicama in it, because I was eating jicama earlier, which is a very tasty root vegetable. Now I'm going to cut my fufu. I'm just gonna put a little water, oil on my butter knife. And see, perfect. And you can cut these and eat them just like you would protein bites or something. So that's how the fufu looks. Let's taste it. It's really delicious. I could put some honey on it, have it with coffee. So you got a nutritious treat. It's so good, and I hope you try this. I'm Miss Rita. I'm eating, having a great time. Thank God for fufu. Have a blessed day.